So I'm Petra Feriancova. Actually I work a lot on time topics. I work a lot with existing material. I don't really try to catch for new material and producing new material. I work a lot with archives. I work also a lot on the images that just like kind of are I find very interesting, and I appropriate them. But still, because I keep all the images in my memory, I want to have kind of control, or I work with the kind of limited capacity of these images. They are not only the images; they are also the texts. Photographs, drawings, found objects, everything, and yes, and what has to do a lot with the exhibition here is maybe the fact that I consider the artworks after the time being the kind of measuring tools, not only the artifacts, but the objects and the images and whatever I work with, I tend to organize somehow and find kind of orders, new orders, and reordering these works. They become kind of time axis, and as I believe that all the artworks must have kind of function besides their kind of contemplative meanings. So they work really kind of as a kind of devices to measure, and often they measure the space and the time, and they relate their body, their corporality with what reminds, what surrounds them. So for me, it's a little bit like I work here with the object as a kind of relic. For me, it was very important to come here and to see the space that actually I remembered much bigger than actually it is. I always like when I imagine it like kind of enormous, and then suddenly the reality is totally different. So I found myself now like in relation to this beautiful chapel, and what really touched me for the first time, it's kind of relation to the immortality of the body. That I found these osariums that Karma explained me what it is. I never, because I am like from Protestant culture, I never had such a kind of strong physical contact to survival of the body, or to immortality of the body. And what really struck me was like kind of relation between the body when becomes kind of eternal, being dead, and that was kind of very strange for me, and also I was a little bit questioning the objects that on the end are much less vulnerable than the human body. And so it's a little bit also the work on kind of distance from the material I work with or I find, and I also often return to the existing works, even being mine own, even like already shown. I return after the years when it's got older and reorganize the whole work. So it's basically the work on post-production somehow, if I should say it very in one word. And yes, and here all the works exhibited somehow tend to measure. I measure the space, and it's kind of experiment, because really I work a lot with the imagination of this space or remembering this space. And actually I was totally wrong. And But I wanted to really like going around with to measuring the church with the bobbin skin, like this. There is this mythos of Didone, and I remember the carpet that I didn't like, so I wanted to cover it. So that's why here are the skins. And what is beautiful about these skins that they still keep kind of life in them, because they can get sunburned. They still like react to the kind of and respond to the kind of natural change. And also I was thinking about this kind of systems that it's quite like usual for the church to hold kind of universal in itself, inside, and this kind of relation between outside and inside. And we found beautiful holes in the wall that are really like having the connection. When you make it dark here, you find that the wall is not compact, and there are so many holes that you can see on the other side that I want to use as well. And yes, and what I did here was like in cooperation with the Smith studio, and we fabricate this small system of the solar system, where the Earth is like kind of big like this, and I think that the custode, the girl who is gonna guard the exhibition, is gonna have it on her pocket. And the sun is that enormous ball that looks like a kind of invading the space, and it's on only the top, only the part of it. It would never fit in here. And then there is a tree that we found, and I decided to count his years through the coins from the collection of my dad. The coins have the year on them on the other side. So just to measure the age of the tree, I will just like try to make. It's still not ready yet. The kind of time max on it. And here behind me is the missing Rosetta, because I remember that this church didn't have a Rosetta, but actually it's much bigger than. And yes, and it's simply just the I divided in 5 dimensions, and you get the complete view just from one angle of that actually if you don't walk through here, you don't see. But I really like if you complete it in your mind only, because you can perfectly see it also from the other side.